Today, we're kicking it old school, like Frank the Tank going streaking through the quad. Shout out to Kimchi for a few reasons. I love hearing from new artists just starting their stained glass journey. It's such a special time filled with unknowns, but also tons of learning experiences. Let's go through some tips for new artists just learning how to solder. I purposefully left this spot that you'll see here unfluxed so you can see how differently the solder reacts when there is no flux on the copper foil. It is not happy, but no worries. Simply brush some flux onto that spot of solder, run over it again, and you're back in business. This one took me a minute to comprehend. The longer the line of molten solder, the more likely it is to dissipate evenly. This results in flat lines, usually because you don't have enough solder in place. Kind of like if you've ever used topsoil on a flower bed. I always think one bag is enough, and it ends up being nothing because it spreads out. You always end up needing more. This is true for both topsoil and solder. I like to give it a few seconds to cool. I'll add a few spots of extra solder, then go back over and smooth it all out. Side note, I like to run my soldering iron at 410 degrees. I feel like this is a sweet spot because it's definitely hot enough to melt solder, but not hot enough for the lead to release toxic fumes. Best of both worlds. If you've seen some of my other soldering videos, I like to apply solder in sections. I make sure to drag my soldering iron through the line horizontally, usually at an intersection. This helps prevent pokies of solder that usually occur from lifting the soldering iron straight up to take it off the glass. That also took me a hot minute to realize. Okay, two last bits of advice when it comes to soldering stained glass. You decide when the line looks good. Go over it 2, 3, hell, 8 times if you want to. Just give it 30 seconds in between so you give the solder time to cool and prevent it from melting straight through. And lastly, you will get better with practice. Don't give up. My soldering was horrendous for the first 2 to 3 months. All my lines were flat. You could easily get stabbed by pokies. It was terrible. So have fun with it and find what works for you. Like and follow for more. Okay, bye!